Reflections on Jesus' surrender and sacrifice in the Garden of Gethsemane. Matthew 26, 36-39. Jesus prays in Gethsemane. Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here, while I go over there and pray." And taking with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here, and watch with me." And going a little farther, he fell on his face and prayed, saying, "My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." Reflection. Brothers and sisters, we witnessed Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, grappling with the weight of the imminent suffering and sacrifice he was about to endure. In this poignant moment, there are profound lessons for us to ponder. 1. Admit. Jesus, fully divine, yet fully human, acknowledges his own human fear and vulnerability. We too must acknowledge our own limitations and weaknesses, recognizing that we are in constant need of God's strength and grace. 2. Permit. Just as Jesus invited his disciples into the garden, we are called to permit Jesus to enter into our lives, allowing his presence to guide and sustain us through our own trials and tribulations. 3. Submit. Jesus demonstrates ultimate surrender to the will of the Father, submitting himself completely to God's plan, even in the face of immense suffering. Like Jesus, we are called to submit our lives and desires to God's will, trusting in his perfect plan for us. 4. Commit. Jesus' unwavering commitment to fulfilling the Father's plan, even unto death, challenges us to likewise commit ourselves wholeheartedly to God's kingdom and his promises. 5. Transmit. Finally, we are called to transmit the love and grace we have received from God to others, bearing witness to his transformative power through the example of our lives. As we embrace the crosses in our lives, let us not lose sight of the one who bore the ultimate burden for our sake. Jesus' sacrificial love knows no bounds, and his resurrection reminds us that beyond pain and suffering lies eternal joy, peace, and love in communion with him. Let us ask ourselves, are we willing to follow in the footsteps of Christ, embracing our own crosses and offering our lives in love and service to him? May we find the courage and strength to answer this call with a resounding yes, knowing that Christ died for us, and we are called to live and die for him in return. Have a blessed Good Friday to all of us. Amen.